Crafting Vicky here with you, and I thought it's the middle of May and it'd be time to share with you guys the pen in use for the month of May, but also to tell you what I thought of. You can see I've been playing with ink, which pen I've got still inked. Obviously because of the 30 inks, 30 days, I continued using those pens, and that meant I inked 30 pens, which means that all the pens that I've got in use right now, and actually I'm just realizing I'm missing one, so I'll be back. Sorry about that. Not that it makes a difference, because for you guys it's all going to be together, but I was missing this little beauty. So basically I figured let's do a review of the pens that I had in use in April and my thoughts about them, and then I can go through the pens that I'm using at the present time, because like I said, I still have ink in them, because I don't like to waste ink, and so I still have quite a few pens inked up right now, so more than usual, let's just say that, because usually I try to have about 7 pens going on at once. This way, you know, I can rotate and I can change the inks more often, but yeah, it didn't happen. So the April lineup had been the TWSBI Echo Golden Horse with the extra fine nib. I put an A. And the reason for that is because of the extra fine nib. I'm really not that much. I love that pen. It's gorgeous. I love it. But extra fine is not my favorite of nibs, and I use the Sailor 735, and it's a beautiful ink, but it definitely didn't showcase it because it was so fine. So I'm really finding that if it's an ink that doesn't have a lot of depth, I don't mind using an extra fine, especially like if it's an Echo, because it writes well. But if I really want to see the colors, all the details of the colors, then I shouldn't put it in there. So that's why I gave it an A. Then for the Jinhao, the Swan, it's a fine nib, and I had G. Herbin Poussière de Lune. So I didn't realize I was gonna love that Swan so much, but at the end of the month, by the time I used it up, it started leaking. So I don't know what happened. I don't know why it did that. I haven't inked it up again, so I don't know if it was a fluke or if it's something that's going to reoccur. The G. Herbin Poussière de Lune, I'm glad it's a small bottle, because though it's a beautiful color, it's missing the shimmer. I love shimmer so much, and I don't see that in that ink. So even though it's really beautiful and I'm gonna have fun using it, but it's not the shimmer ink that I like. Then the Pilot Metropolitan MR Retro Pop in green. I had the G. Herbin Vers Atlantide, which is a gorgeous ink. But again, I couldn't see really the ink that much because of the fact that the pen, this Pilot has it had a too fine of a nib, and I didn't. So that's why it's got a B+. Like, I don't like this Pilot as much as like, for example, my purple one, because the purple has the stub nib on it. So that might be something I will have to look into. I'm starting to look into changing nibs, and then I really appreciate them a lot more. Then my Pilot Moonman S5, which is this little guy, it's still inked up. It still has about half a barrel of the carbon black, the platinum carbon black, and I love using this thing for my art, so I give it an A. I'm really enjoying this pen a lot. The Jinhao Pink Shark with the fine nib and the Colorverse Félicité. Oh my god, I just love that ink and I love that pen, and the combination was just amazing. It's got shimmer, it's got everything I love. Again, just like the Swan, there was a bit of it leaked kind of in the cap at the end, and I don't understand what happened, why it did that. So that's something to be investigate, but that one got an A++ because I just love that combo. It was just such a joy. I felt like such a kid playing with this, but it was just amazing. Then the Noodler's Charlie pen with the Heart of Darkness by Noodler's. Well, initially I was really impressed by this pen because it was a freebie pen that came with the Heart of Darkness, but it started to leak, and like big like leaking in the cap, and so as much as it was impressing me at the start, it didn't after, and so I've changed, because I like to have the Heart of Darkness in a pen to do the envelope writing of the address. And so I changed that pen, and actually I used it enough that it didn't make the rotation for the next, because I had put it originally in my Cross pen, fountain pen, and the I forget which one it is, but I put it in a Cross pen, and I emptied it out, so I put it in a new pen for this month. Then the Conklin Duragraph Special Edition Fire with the stub nib paired with the Sedona Red Robert Oster. This is A++. I loved it. It was a gorgeous ink with it. I love the stub nib so much, and like I like my Conklin pens because I just find the finish is gorgeous, but I hate their nibs. All the other nibs, I haven't been happy with them. So I bought a bunch of stub nibs, so this way I can have multiple Conklin at the same time in the rotation, and all of them will have stub nibs, and it's making me really, really happy. Then the Burgundy pen from Germany and the Eco 442, I didn't, the nib is definitely way too fine for me. I found it really, really scratchy, so I don't know. It was not, these didn't impress me as much. I like having them in my collection, but they wouldn't make the rotation very often. Then my TWSBI Draco with a medium nib with Krishna Sea and Storm. I loved it. I love everything about TWSBI basically, and I finished that one super, super quickly. So yeah, so I've had a few new inks along the way. I haven't done all videos for you guys, but yeah, it's I purchased quite a few inks after seeing Amanda and Sarah and Chris showcase so many inks, and even Mary with the Noodlers. It inspired me to get a few new Noodler inks. So yeah, so now because I've got so many pens in rotation, I have this here, but it's filled to the brink. I have 6 pens in it, and I've started doing what I saw Artfelt Creation do, which is put a little notebook so that I've got the ink names. It makes it a lot easier to keep track. So I've got these, and this one is just floating because I don't mind that it's a plastic, so it doesn't matter. This one is too big, but it's okay because it's got its own case, so it lives in there. And then I have this here, this pouch, which houses the other pens that right now are in use, but not you know, the ones that I use every day. And then I've got these two here. This one has the Art of Darkness, and this one has a carbon black. And so this one is used for envelope writings. So we'll go through each pen, and I'll do a little note of which one it is and what's the ink in it. So this one here is my Rotring Rivette. I really enjoy using this pen. It writes beautifully. It's just very pretty. So it's been a joy to use. So this one is the Rotring Rivette, and it has a fine nib, but I find that it's quite juicy. Like, it doesn't write. It does, and of course it will stop when I do that, when I say that. And in it I've got the Waterman inspired blue. And you can see it writes really wet. I've been having, sorry, I don't understand why every time I film my dogs have to start barking. I don't know. I really don't understand. So anyway, back to what I was saying. This one is beautiful. It was really inexpensive. I got it on eBay, and a beautiful find. Really excited that I've got it in my collection. Then we've got this little guy, which is my Pelikan M200, the gold marble edition. So, and in it I've got Brain, and I'm loving that ink so much. I just find that it's the perfect ink for this pen. It's the and it has a fine nib, and again it's a fine nib, but I find that it writes beautifully. And it really, even though it's fine, you can still see the shimmer in the writing, which is pretty awesome. And this was a sample that was gifted to me by Sarah. So really love this pen. I have to keep, I'm trying to use up the inks that I don't like as much first. And so I'm finding it difficult because I want to use that pen all the time. Then I've got my little Pilot Prera, which is a pen that I didn't use before, so I was happy to actually finally use it. I've had it for quite a long time, but it had never made the rotation, so it was perfect to put it out for the 30 inks. But it's got an ink that I wasn't that fond of. However, writing letters and stuff, I'm discovering that it's a lot better than I thought. And it's the blue, and it's a medium nib. And the ink that I have is the Colorverse, and it's the Rainy Day. The only thing is the name that I don't appreciate, because it's been raining a lot here. So yeah, but it's a beautiful pen. I really love writing with it, and I should use it more often. Now this one here, I love this pen so much, but I'm finding that it's skipping on me. And as you can see here, like once I get it going, usually it's pretty good, but it's the getting it going that's causing me issues. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep this nib or not. It's the Monteverde Regatta, and has a stub nib, and in it is the Colorverse Extra Dimension. And I love the ink, but it writes beautifully sometimes, but other times it just skips. So I don't know. I really don't know, and that's probably why I had not pulled it out to use again for so long, because even though it's gorgeous and I love the look of it, the fact that it's skipping and giving me issues when I'm writing is I don't appreciate, obviously. Then there's this baby here. Oh, I'm loving this one so much. I need to really try to make an effort not to use it all the time, because I just love the combination of this pen with this ink. It just makes me really, really happy. And I wrote on my Instagram, if I could be an ink at this present time, it would probably be this this ink. So this is the TWSBI Diamond 580 AL with broad nib, yeah, broad nib, and the ink in it is the is diamine. Yeah, diamine. The oh my god, I'm gonna have a blank. Ah, how could I have a blank? Peacock Flare. And I love the shine in this ink. It's probably at this present time, it's my favorite teal colored ink. I really just, oh, I love it so much. It's just gorgeous. The shine in it, I don't know if you can see it, but it has this sparkle of silver in it. It's just stunning. Then there's this beautiful pen, my Monte Grappa. I love this pen so much also. And this one has in it. That was a scent by Sarah, but it doesn't have the shimmer. So this is the Monte Grappa Fortuna Mary Skull with a fine nib, and it writes beautifully, and in it is Colorverse. And after seeing all those inks, that's one of the ones that has been ordered. I just love it so much. So let me pull these back so that we've got some room to put the other ones, and I don't get them all over the place. Okay, so then there's this beauty, which is my new to me. I haven't been playing with it, and you can see it doesn't like the fact that I've been ignoring it. So it's the Franklin. Yeah, it doesn't like the fact that I've been ignoring it. Christophe. Because usually it doesn't do that, but you need to get it, you know, need to get it going, and it hasn't been, like I said, in use right now, so it's not happy with me. So it's the Model 66 in antique glass with a medium nib, and then the ink in it is Birmingham. Kia Refined Petroleum. And I really want to put an order through for Birmingham inks. Oh, I've seen so many beautiful ones and I love this one so much. But yeah, I've got a lot of inks, so I didn't purchase from that because I didn't have another order for them. So yeah. Then there's this one, which is a Birmingham pen, which I got used on eBay. You can find some pretty good deals on eBay, which is awesome because this one is a limited edition, and so you can't if you're not if you don't get it in time, well, obviously you're gonna miss it, and that's it. So it's flint lock, and in it is another beautiful sample that was gifted to me by Sarah, and it's the Diamine Oxblood, and I love this ink. It's on my wish list, but there's so many other inks on my wish list that I just have to. Oh my god, I don't know what's going on, what they heard. I'll pause 2 seconds. Okay, sorry about that. Then there's this one here, which is my Lamy Safari in black. And this one I'm not reaching for. I'm not a big fan of my Lamys. Like I got them when I started off with pens, but they're okay, but they're not my favorite pens, that's for sure. So I haven't been purchasing any new Lamys, and I don't know if it's because of the nib. This one is a medium, so technically it's not as fine as the other ones, but I'm still not super much, like, I'm still not a huge fan of it. So I have to see if I would like another nib more. I know I don't like the fine, that's for sure, but I don't know if I would be happier with a broad, or if they're even like available in stub nibs. I really love writing with stub nibs, so I don't know. We shall see. But in it is Troublemaker Basilica Red. It was a little sample that I got from the Ink Flight. Then I've got this Conklin, and I realized that this one doesn't have a broad nib, a stub nib yet. I forgot it because it was not in my my regular place where I put all my Conklin. When I counted my Conklin, I didn't consider this one. This one was also purchased on eBay used. So this one is a Conklin Durograph, and as you can see, like, it's a fine nib, and I'm really not much of a fan of that. So it's the Conklin Durograph Orange Night. The ink is perfect for it though. It's really beautiful combination, but I don't like the fine nib at all. So this was also, this was from the Ink Flight, so it's deep dark orange, and it's by Diamine. I forgot to write it. And it's pretty juicy, like, it writes well, but I don't like it as much. Then there's this little guy, and definitely not a fan of this pen. I love the look of it, and I'm happy I got it for my collection, but this is not a pen that I would be writing with often because it's just not comfortable. It's gorgeous to look at, but it's definitely not comfortable pen to write with because of the metal and the dragon and stuff. So, whoo, I'm losing a part, which is, oh, it's because I didn't screw it on. So yeah, it's a beautiful, it's really beautiful pen, but not a big fan. And I don't know if it's also the Jinhao nib that I'm also not a huge fan. I find that it skips, as you can see here. So I don't know. And this one is Color Verse Andromeda, and it really skips. So not a big fan of this pen, but I love it. Like, to put on a desk, it's just stunning. Like, it's really a beautiful looking pen, but it's all that it has. Then we've got my typical Moonman S5, which I use for my art, and you can see it writes like it started right away. So it's really quite cool. I had issues at initially, but now I'm not having any issues right with it at all. And this is a fine nib, if I'm not mistaken, and it has platinum, carbon black. And when it finishes, I'm going to clean it off really well and then re-ink it. But I just want to clean it off because of the fact that it's permanent ink. I don't want to ruin my pen. And then finally, not the last but not the least, is this little guy. This is a Rotring. It's a Newton. And I got it also on eBay because Rotring, they're a German manufacturer, but they no longer make fountain pens. So I was quite happy to find this little guy. And it was from a lady that lived in Canada. So it was really quite fun to be able to get this guy. So in it is the Art of Darkness from Noodler, and it writes beautifully. I don't know what happened though, the nib is all dirty now, so Rotring Newton, it's a fine nib, but it writes like it's super juicy, and it has the Noodler's Art of Darkness. And this is one of those pens that I have a few pens that are black like this, but I love the fact that it's all metal. It's super sturdy, and very satisfying, that click. So I'm always gonna have one that's gonna be inked up with the Art of Darkness because of the fact that I can write my envelopes with it. But will be rotating which pen I am actually using, so it's not always the same. I have a few cross that are in black. I also have a Pelican in black, and this, I could use my Lamy, but I'm not I'm not fond of that Lamy, so I need to figure out what to do with that nib. So yeah, so that's a lot of pen for me. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm down to 13, which is pretty good when you consider that I had more than that originally done. So usually there would be 2 with these inks and then 5 others. So that's the part that I'm reducing slowly but surely, the ones that are inked up, and then I can move on with some other new inks that I've got and some that are coming. Yeah, it's a really fun hobby collection. It is a collection. It's just like if you were collecting other type of things. I collect fountain pens now, and that's all there is to it. I just love looking at them. I love just checking them out. I guess that's what you do when you're a collector, right? You look them and you just are happy to have them in your life. So, and those are, what's fun with them is that you can actually use it, so that makes it even more fun. So I hope you've enjoyed, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys soon. And I'm like, I did this video because I know that there's some people that liked me doing the 30 inks and liked seeing the different pens that I was using, so figured that it would be fun to review what happened. And oh, I forgot to put that this is for me. Let me just use this. I don't have proper blotter paper. I need to get one eventually, but for now, scrap papers do the job, and these olive block just keep the page stuck so that I can just close my book and be good. So I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know which one was your favorite. I'd be curious to know, just so you have a closer look at them. And I'm trying to give you the look of the last ones, because I have stuff over there, so it's going to be upside down, but doesn't matter, at least you see the color. So I'm curious to know which is your favorite, which color and which pen. So that's it for now. Bye.